Okay, so switching to English, as promised, our workshop will be in English, and Alexander will be our tutor today. Alexander works at Albato, and he is not a creator of Builder, but he is the guy who does the main job for us in terms of new services added today. And it's our dream to make this tool available for many people who can have at least little knowledge and understanding of IT and API microservices. So, Alexander, I think I will pass the stage to you right now. If you want to switch on your cam and share screen and start our workshop, please, welcome.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, but we cannot see you. If
I think we won't use the camera today because we have an awful weather and it influences on our internet connection. And hi, everyone. Once again, I'm Alex. I'm a builder engineer from Albato, and today I'll try to show you how to add services, to create bundles, and so on. Let's start. Okay, I'll show you my screen and let's start. Can you see it? Is the quality is good?
Yes, it is.
Okay, let's start with a simple example. I've created a website in a Duda service. It's like tilde, Wix, and so on. The site is created in a few minutes with the template, and I've added simple contact form to this site. And we'll try to receive data from this contact form. As we see in settings of the web form, we have an integration tab. It may differ from service to service, but usually it looks like that. We have a webhook type of transferring the data, and we'll use this to receive the data from the contact form. First of all, we have to go to Albato and create the service. The name of the service is, for example, Duda test. In Russian, it's the same. And when we want to receive the data, it's a trigger. So we have to create a trigger to receive the data. If we want to create a trigger to receive the data, first of all, we have to create a connection field with the type of a webhook. We click to create the field. We can name it as we want. It doesn't matter. For example, webhook, webhook, webhook. And we have to choose the type of the connection field, the webhook. Create. The connection field is created. Then we go to the trigger, create a new trigger. If we want to receive a data from a web form, we can call it form submission, for example. The same in Russian. And the type of the webhook, the type of the trigger is a webhook. That's the way we want to receive the data. We save this trigger. And if we don't know the actual fields we're gonna receive, we can add a webhook catcher. The webhook catcher will show us all the fields that we receive from a service. We can name it, doesn't matter, catcher, for example, or Duda catcher. And then we have to tie the catcher and the trigger. We add the Duda catcher to this trigger and save it. Now we have a trigger that's gonna receive the data from the contact form, the catcher that will show us all the fields we're gonna receive from the form. And the next step is to create a connection to the service. We go to connections and create a new connection. We choose to the test, the service we've just created, and add the connection. The name doesn't matter. And now we have the address of the webhook. This is the address the data will be sent to from the form. We copy the address of the webhook and type it in this field. Now the web form will send all the information to this address. It's already saved, I hope. Saving changes, okay. We're gonna republish the test site. And that's how it looks in real life. Now we can receive the data, but we have to send this data anywhere. We can use Google Sheets to send the data from the forms. And let's create another connection for the Google Sheets to connect the form, the contact form, and the Google Sheets. We create a new connection, Google Sheets, and grant access to Albato. That's my account on Google Sheets. Approve. The connection is created. Now we can create a bundle that allows us to send data from the form to the Google Sheets. Let's go to the bundles and create a new one. We're gonna send data from Duda, do the test on submission. That's the name of the trigger and the name of the connection we've created. The next step, that's the address of the webhook. We click this button to get the fields the contact form sends us. After we click this button, we have to fill the form. For example, name of the company is Albato, the website is albato.com. Now we send the form, and here the Webhook Catcher shows us all the fields. We go to the next step and choose where we want to send the data to. We'll take Google Sheets, create a new row, and my connection file is Albato, and contact form test, the name of the page. It's already created. You see it's empty. Go to the next step, and here we can choose the fields. For example, in column A, we will put the name of the company. In the column B, we'll put this website of the company, and to the column C, we will put resume. Okay, we go to the next step. We don't want to refresh the rows, and the bundle is created. Now we can launch the bundle and try once again. Name of the company. We send the form once again and check the bundle log. If the bundle, yeah, we see it worked. And let's check the sheets. Here we can see the data from the fields. It's a common example, and we can send this data to any service we want. For example, a CRM system. As an example, we'll take the ArtStation CRM. As you see, we have no clients or companies created, and we'll try to create a client or a company using the data sent from the contact form from Duda. First of all, we have to create the ArtStation as a service in our builder. We go to the constructor. We create a new service, RTCRM, for example, the same in Russian. And if we want to create something in a service, not to get data, but to send data, it's an action. It's not a trigger. So we have to create an action. But as the documentation of ArtStation tells us, companies, we have to use token. Token is a unique string variable that is needed for the authorization. So the ArtStation can recognize us and connect everything we do to our account. we have the token in our profile, and we will use it for the authorization. So the first step is to create the authorization. We add one, we can call it as we want. For example, there are a lot of kinds of authorizations, but this particular CRM system needs custom fields and manual authorization, which are already chosen in these fields. So we create one, we go to the next step, and we have to create a connection field. We add a field, and as we see, it's named token, and that's how we have to send it to our destination. We can call it token, in English API token, same in Russian. The type of the field is string. So we create it, go to the next step, and as we see, we have to send it in the body of the request. This is the whole request, the body of the request, and we have to add it to the parameters, not to the headers, but to the parameters. We can just copy token and create a field called token and assign the field that will be asked when the connection is created. Save. Now we have the authorization. After the authorization, we have to create an action. We go to the documentation once again, and we see that the mandatory field is name, but we can also send fields like organization custom fields, resume, URL, organization segments, and user ID. We'll choose the name because it's a mandatory field, resume, and URL. Let's create an action. Create a new one. We're gonna create a new company, a new client, so we'll name it like that. Create company. The same in Russian. We go to the settings of an action and create a new request. The address of the request we're gonna send, we can find in documentation. That's the address. We copy it, put in here. We choose the authorization we've created. The type, the method or the type of the request is post. So post. The content type is JSON, and we save it. Now we have to add the fields we're gonna send to the RD stations. The first field is the name of the company. Yes, and this field required field, so we have to check this checkbox. We save it. We add another field. It's resume. We copy it. And the third field is URL. The fields are created, and now we have to map these fields for the RD station could understand what these fields mean. We create the field and choose name, company name, and two more fields. Resume, URL, and that's the company site. This is the type of the variable we're gonna choose. All these variables are strings. Now we have to save it. The fields are created, the request is created, the fields are mapped, and let's try to resend the data from a Duda to the RD station. The next step, we have to create another connection to the RD station in the RD CRM. So we go to connections, and here we can see the RD CRM. We add a connection, and we have to type in the API token. We can get it from the profile. We copy it. The connection is created. Save it. And now we can go to the bundles and create a new bundle that will allow us to receive the data from the Duda and send it to RD station.
I just wanted to add that this step right now is not a builder. It's not a builder necessity. That's kind of check Alexander is going to do because he created a connection, so he will see if it works.
Yes. So we create a new bundle. We select a service we want to receive data from, do the test, form submission. The connection we already have. The same process. We need to receive the fields from the form, so we will refresh the page and send it once again. Albato. The cached the fields. Now we can go to the next step and choose the service we want to send the data to. RDCRM create company, the action we want to perform, and the connection. We go to the next step and we adjust the fields. The company name, that's the name that will be created in RD station, and we want to take it from the Duda. So we take the name of the company, resume, we take the resume, and company site, we take the site of the company. The next step, the bundle is ready, so we can launch it. Open the tab with the bundle log to see if it works, and let's try to perform it once again. That's the RD station interface, and there are no clients. The bundle is launched, so let's try to create. We send the data. Let's refresh the bundle log. Oh, and it seems like the data is transferred. Let's check the RD station. The company is created, Albato company, and here we can see the details, the website, the resume, and so on. That's how it works. That were the simple examples, and all the services, applications are different. The ways to integrate differs, but the base, that's the base, and how the build basically works.
Thank you, Alexander.